by fireflies. They're advertising in the skies for people like us.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You all sit down or I'll forget I'm not president anymore. Thank you, Senator Harkin, for the introduction and for your friendship and for your invaluable support in the 8 years that I served, and for always showing people that when Democrats fight, they can win. Thank you, Ruth, for your service in the administration. Thank you, Governor Vilsack and Christie, for your service to Iowa and the nation. I'm very grateful to you. Lieutenant Governor and Party Chair and MC Sally Peterson, thank you very much. Thank you, Leonard and Dodie Boswell, for being such good friends to Hillary and me and for your service. Governor-to-be Chet and Mary Culver, thank you for running, and thank you for making this campaign. And thank you, Lieutenant Governor-to-be, Agriculture Secretary Judge. I thank the congressional candidates for running. Bruce Bailey will be a big improvement in the House of Representatives over what we've got now. And thank you, Sheldon Spencer. Thank you, Joyce Schulte. And in his absence, thank you, David Loebsack, for running. Don't give up on any of them. We're winning everywhere in the country. We're not supposed to be running now, and you need to stay with them. Treasurer Michael Fitzgerald, my old friend Attorney General Tom Miller, Secretary of State candidate Morrow, Senate Leader Gronsthal, House Leader Murphy, you'll soon be in the majority in the legislature and have a Democratic governor for the first time in 40 years. Lord, I love to come back to Iowa. I've done Harkin's Picnic twice. I came here in 91 and 95. I can't believe you invited me back. But I am under no illusions as to why I'm here. You were so desperate to find a Democrat with any name recognition at all who was not running for president that you resorted to the chief caseworker for the junior senator from New York. That's pretty well scraping the bottom of the barrel, but I'm grateful to be here. I know I'm supposed to do around this thing in the round here, but you got the cameras up there. And the great thing about not being president anymore is that you can say whatever you want to. So I wrote my own little talk here. The bad thing is that once you get to be my age, you can't read without your glasses, so I can't read my own notes. But I want to give you the whole 9 yards, so I'm going to try to follow my notes, and you'll just have to look at me on the camera a little bit. I came here tonight not just because I love Iowa and not just because you were kind enough to invite me, and not maybe just because I was the only fellow you could find that wasn't running for president. I came here because I love this country, and I think you do too, and we can do better. This is the most unusual election I have been in, I think, in my lifetime. More than 92, more than 94, which was unusual, awful. More even than the Watergate election of 74. More than the Great Vietnam election of 68. Just in the last few weeks after getting back from my last trip for my foundation, and I've been in Washington, Colorado, California, Minnesota, Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maine, New Hampshire, New York, and New Jersey, and I'm going to 4 or 5 more states next week. And I have never seen the American people so serious. Look how quiet it is in here. I went up to this rally in Minnesota for our Senate candidate, Amy Klobuchar. It was unbelievable. And there's 900 people there. 900 people there, and everybody was whoop-de-doing in the beginning, then it got quiet as a congregation. I was in New Jersey the other night for Senator Bob Menendez, and New Jersey is a pretty rough, macho political crowd in general. Quiet. And I think I know why. Because people know things are out of whack. That fundamentally the order of the rhythm of public life and our common life as Americans has been severely disturbed. We feel vulnerable at home to terrorists for the first time, and yet years after they were issued, the recommendations of the 9/11 Commission have still not been implemented. We have so many military assets tied up in Iraq that we can't answer our own American NATO commanders' call for more troops in Afghanistan, where they're really needed to shore up a moderate Muslim democracy that's pro-Western, pro-American, and to fight the Taliban and the resurgence of al-Qaeda there. We have these nuclear issues with North Korea and Iran, and they're not worried about us because we're all bogged down somewhere else. We have this administration's own national intelligence estimate telling us that our current policy in Iraq has created more terrorists than it's killed or jailed. We have an economy that is truly astonishing. We've got 5 years of economic growth, 5 years of worker productivity increases, a 40-year high in corporate profits, executive pay, CEO pay, now averaging 369 times the pay of the average worker. And yet, with all this alleged good news, wages are flat, poverty is up among working people, and uninsured people in working families have increased substantially in the last 5 years. In health care, we're spending 16% of our income on health care. Nobody else spends more than 11. That's $780 billion a year. We insure 84% of our people. Nobody else insures less than 100. General Motors has got $1,500 a car in health care costs. Toyota has 110, and we wonder why we can't keep our auto jobs. We spend 34% of all health care dollars on administrative costs, as the health insurance companies and the health care providers have to fight for one another over who gets paid when or whether. No other country spends more than 19. That's $300 billion right there on paperwork. We rank 37th in the world in the overall effectiveness of our health care system. Since I left office, the percentage of Americans with health insurance has dropped by 3%. Employment in health insurance companies have gone up by 32%. Why do they need 32% more people to insure 3% fewer people? Because they're finding ingenious ways to keep from paying, that's why.